In this video, we're going to be solving this problem on Algebra 1 in functions and polynomials and degrees. The problem statement says, the degree of polynomial p is 11, and the degree of polynomial q is 7. Find all possible degrees of the polynomial p plus q. If you find more than one, then list the values separated by commas. So here, we have 2 degrees, and what a degree is, when we discuss polynomials in this case, it's a special term for essentially describing the highest power within that polynomial. So as a reminder, any polynomial is a quadratic type expression, like for example, 2x squared minus 4 or 5x minus 10, stuff like that where you have an exponent, you've got a constant term, and you've got a linear term. So when it comes to polynomials, the degree is the highest power within that polynomial. So basically all you have to do is look at all the exponents and find the exponent that's the highest compared to everything else. That's going to be your degree. So we're told that the degree of polynomial p is 11, and the degree of polynomial q is 7. And we want to find out the all possible degrees of p plus q. So we're adding together these 2 polynomials. Now, there's actually a very interesting, almost like a trick question nature here. So let's take any 2 polynomials. The very simplest ones, for example, one is x squared minus 4. Might call that polynomial 1 there, degree 2. The other one, we're going to say, we could call it 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. We could even call this 3x to the 4th for the purposes of here. So, okay, so these are the 2 polynomials. The first one has degree 2 and the second one has degree 4, and we're going to go ahead and add these together, just like we would with the other problem, the original problem. So you'll notice that when we add this, the powers don't change. So even if we were to try to combine 3x to the 4th and x squared, even though they're not the same power, the power is going to remain the same. If you have x squared and 3x squared, that's going to become 4x squared. That exponent isn't going to get any larger or smaller. So if you have 2 different polynomials with 2 different degrees, the highest degree is still going to be the same after you add them. This 4 isn't going to get any higher because you aren't multiplying. That only happens if you multiply polynomials. But when you're adding them, the highest degree remains the same. So that kind of tells us the answer to this problem here, because we have degrees 7 and 11, so the highest degree is still going to be 11. So that means the only possible degree of the polynomial p plus q is going to be 11. Okay, highest power there. So that's how we know, because when we add 2 polynomials, we know we're still going to get the same degree, because we aren't multiplying. We can't change the power when we simply add, because you're not combining together. You aren't multiplying together additional copies of the variable. You're just adding them, and that doesn't do anything to the exponent. So we end up with the only possible degree of 11, and that's how we solve this question on polynomials and degrees in Algebra 1.